Guten Abend.
Du.
Wie geht's?
Ich heiße ein Berliner. Or I think that was one of the phrases, wasn't it? That was famous.
It was.
Missaid German phrase.
Along with Mein Kuli is rund die Ecke.
What does that one mean?
My pen is around the corner.
Oh.
Famous phrase that. Du bist ein Luftkissenboot. So this is not the German educational podcast.
No, sorry.
This is the SNEWS Button. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Good day, even.
Good afternoon,
Or whatever.
maybe.
Yeah, whatever time of day it should be. The SNEWS Button podcast is all about TV, movie, pop culture news. We do have another podcast called Just Another Retrocast. We've got no idea what it's going to be about yet this evening.
It's going to be fun.
We'll have to do that one on the fly. But yes, that will be released on Thursday. This one is always released on a Tuesday. Well, I say always.
Sometimes we're busy and have to release on a Wednesday.
Life. Oh, yeah. Life. To quote, what was the name? Sade.
Oh, is that who it is?
I think so, wasn't it?
I don't know. I was thinking M people. But
If we're wrong, then let us know. Podcast at SNEW Network. Let's have some music. That's a baby coughing in the background. We'll have to edit it out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SNEWS Button, episode number 26.
Wow.
With Mr. Ross Murphy.
Hello.
Mr. Adam Gattrell.
Hello.
And me, Mr. Chris Quinton. I'm not going to bother introducing Theodore. He's rubbish.
Just sat in the corner,
Sitting in the
not
corner.
even doing anything.
He's so quiet, I didn't even see he was in it. I just assumed he was out with Jilly.
What, in this massive, expansive room?
All right, mate.
You alright, Theo?
Chilled the fuck out.
Just intrigued about what's going on, I expect.
Taking it all in.
So, any user, I can always say user, any listener responses or anything this week, Ross? That you know of?
No. Not I know of.
People, write into us.
I was chatting to someone about the fact that I'm on a podcast.
Right.
Because they asked if I was still doing podcasts. And I said, well, actually, it's a different one to the one I used to be on. And then they said, oh, I might have to have a listen to that. And I went, well, if you've got any questions for it. And he asked what type of sausage we like. Even though he hasn't listened to the podcast yet, he asked what type
you said that last week. What kind of sausage do you like?
I thought that was a joke. That was what someone actually asked.
Oh, I quite like a Cumberland.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something about sausages?
Go on.
They're probably my favourite food.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ross isn't eating a sausage right now. What are you eating?
Just a little box of nuts. Which goes well with the sausage,
It does.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mine's a Lincolnshire
What? Your penis? No.
sausage.
Anyway, Ross.
I
Favourite?
love
Do you have a favourite?
I love gobbling on a sausage.
A what?
I love gobbling on a sausage.
What type, though?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, you just
I
don't
love
care.
Any sausage.
A nice English sausage is all right. A German sausage will go down well.
I do like a
Italian
bratwursty.
sausage.
Have you had a
Yeah,
poke?
and I think I like sausages so much that I'm even partial to like a not particularly great sausage.
Well, like a Richmond
I
skinless.
like just the richest Richmond's Irish, you know, the shitty Richmond's Irish sausages. I'll eat them.
Oh wow, I couldn't eat those.
Square
But I love
square sausage in a muffin with a fried egg.
But I like going
That's amazing.
to butchers and getting their sausages.
What, Simon?
I literally will go and find award-winning
Hi
sausages.
Simon, if you're listening.
From like different butchers and stuff. And like when I go away, I'm like just going in the local butchers. When I went to the Lake District, I went in this butchers where they had like a proper. Their
Cumberlands are massive.
The Cumberlands are massive, and then you just buy a length of Cumberland.
It just gets rolled up and.
If this is
Take
confusing you, don't worry. This is not the sausage cast.
It's not our topic for the
It's
week
not the
either.
meat cast.
The sausage button.
We're just answering a random question.
So there
Find
you
our
go.
find our
There you go,
podcast
Dave.
profile on Grindr.
There you go, Dave. That's our thoughts on sausage.
If any of you have any actual questions that might be, I don't know, associated with what we usually talk about. In actual fact, no, fuck it, doesn't matter, does it?
Any questions?
Any questions.
Yeah.
You know, anything at all.
Within reason.
Then podcast at SNEW Network or at SNEW Network on Twitter or Facebook, SNEW with the Crew.
Yeah.
Any other means of contact? Anything?
We've got Twitter, haven't we?
Yeah, I said that.
Small bird, eagle.
So yeah, okay.
Carrier pigeon.
Cracking on. Carrier pigeon.
Or just send us a message via Morse code.
Yeah. That's true.
Smoke signals.
We're not promising. We'll probably just make the question up if you do that.
Yeah, I can't read smoke signals.
Pretend to decipher it. Anyway, right. Yes, on to the proper stuff, I suppose. Should we do some consnewming?
Yeah.
You've both been to see Star Wars, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ross has been twice, haven't you?
Yep.
I feel like I need to see it again.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you want to review it?
Spoiler free.
Yeah, of course.
I think,
Yeah, don't spoil it.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be hard to do.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's not really like any of the other Star Wars films.
Except for Empire Strikes Back.
No, it's not even like that. That was what I was kind of expecting.
Right.
But
I think, from what I know about the film, it is like Empire Strikes Back, as in it moves the story on significantly enough for you to want to know what's going to happen next.
I'd say it goes far beyond that.
Yeah? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what Empire did, isn't it?
I think it grabs Star Wars by the scruff of its neck and drags it completely in a new direction.
Yeah.
Did it?
Which I was not expecting them to do.
Yeah.
Cool.
They haven't
you know,
pandered,
everything
have
I've
they?
moaned about. Everything I've moaned about with like Rogue One and Han Solo,
Right.
but just saying, just do something new. They've done something new with this,
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
and there's intelligent filmmaking in it as well.
Right.
Like you might come away from it the first time a bit miffed, and then the second time you see things in it that because the weight of what happens isn't on your shoulder. You don't get blown away by things because you've seen them once already.
Yeah.
You are able to study the scene more, and you just see things that it's just not there the first time round.
There's subtle tells about things that were going to happen.
Yeah, there
through
are.
the movie.
Yeah.
There's some really clever bits.
Yeah,
Right.
very clever.
And from what I hear as well, that's been done in the trailers as well, as in like Luke saying things like, "This is not going to go the way you expect it," and things, you know.
I don't think the trailer really gave
my
away
point
any
is
points.
that
so.
just gives people people should be warned that Star Wars is gonna change, and it's not gonna be like black and white. It's not gonna be what you expect.
No.
And there's a hint in what he's saying.
Yeah, to a point. I think the context of what he says within the film is a little bit cleverer than the way they've used it in the trailer. But you're right, yeah, it is saying Star Wars isn't going to be the same again after this. They're taking it in a different direction entirely. And I like the elements of how they've played with things like the Force, the way they've played with things like the people running the rebellion and the people running the First Order, and the acting's great. The dialogue is 80% really, really good. There's about 20% of it where I just kind of went, you know.
Painfully underused characters still?
I don't know, really. I don't think...
No, I think everyone's really...
Everyone gets their own
everyone's
bit, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, even characters that had virtually nothing in the first one, Force Awakens, have got bigger parts in this.
The only exception I make to that would probably be Snoke. Isn't as fleshed out as even the Emperor.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But then I think
then again,
that's
the Emperors,
for...
we've had quite a lot of fleshing out because of the prequels.
Yeah, but I'm sorry,
But even
ignoring
before
the
the
prequels.
prequels, right, okay.
I like how you have no idea it's Andy Serkis, apart from every now and
Yeah.
then he enunciates a word.
Like precious.
I think it's raw power or something he says, and it's just you can just tell it's
weird,
Andy.
like WR raw
Yeah.
sound to his roar, isn't he?
Yeah.
And you just know it's Andy Serkis.
Not that I think I've ever heard him specifically say raw before, but you know, I know.
Did a lot of that in Planet of the Apes.
But it's funny because I'm assuming he is performance captured, isn't he? Even though
I'm assuming
he probably
so.
didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Although it's not really a spoiler. In the flesh, he's taller, he's larger, isn't he, than just a normal. I don't think he's.
I don't think he's human.
No.
So the hologram having that.
He's
size
not
to
massive,
it. Right?
but he is.
He's definitely not
he's human.
Yeah, he's definitely like higher than 6 foot.
Right.
Definitely much higher than.
But you
6
can
foot.
tell
I thought he was going to be like a little Yoda.
No, you can tell performance captures come on to the point where when he does it the way he's done it, his signature way of doing it, where it's I will be in the scene.
Yeah,
it works so much better.
Well, yeah, because people have actually got someone to look at and respond to. So even if he's on stilts or whatever, or he's got a pole coming off of a backpack that's got the face on, so they can know where to look. It just has that more. Just has that better effect, doesn't it? You know, like the actors actually seem like they're talking to something, unlike in the prequels where everyone just looks like they're looking around at random.
You've got to remember as well, when the prequels were made, like people weren't used to that much green screen.
No, exactly.
Actors just weren't skilled enough to be performing on green screen sets. And I think, that shows a lot in the performances.
I think what's happened in between the prequels and these ones as well is actually between Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis obviously has been at the forefront of it, but also video games have driven it on to, in a way that you get the right actors. And there's a type of theatre, isn't there, where they use very minimalist props. It's actually a type of theatre, and sometimes they will have like a black box, and they'll just write on the black box desk. Right. Yeah. And then there'll be another black box with just like chair written on it.
Okay.
And it's actually a type of theatre. So actually, you watch anything, basically watch any of the documentaries done about Naughty Dog and how they do their performance capture for the Uncharted and Last of Us and stuff, and it's theatre at that point.
Even the Mortal Kombat stuff, which has been going on for quite a long time.
Always Mortal Kombat.
Well, but Mortal Kombat and Ghostbusters.
Mortal
Kombat v Ghostbusters.
Wow,
that would be amazing.
That's a wet dream you had.
But they did a lot of motion capture of the styles of martial arts that are used in that game from the PS2 days. So like when they started making the games, then the motion capture came in, and by the time they got to PS3 and PS4 Mortal Kombat games, they've gone like far beyond now, where intricacies on the styles of each style that they've given to a character change and stuff. And I think that with Naughty Dog and what's the name of the company that Andy Serkis owns or is part owner of?
What, the one who
they do the
works
computer
for
games.
Ninja Theory, doesn't he?
Ninja Theory, that's
He's
it.
done a lot of work with Ninja Theory.
Yeah, so like those companies have pushed things so far ahead that not only were the special effects good in this film, there were then characters that are puppets, but then you've got characters that are special effects using motion capture, so they're more believable.
Okay, so lots of practical effects stuff. But before we get onto that, though, Andy Serkis, do we think that therefore he is like an envelope pusher of this trade, of this industry? Is he the stick by which others measure themselves?
I think he's the famous stick that everyone measures themselves by.
I think he's one of the masters, but there are people that have learnt and gone beyond him.
Probably doesn't deserve to be a head in a jar.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, for his performance purely as Ian Dury.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's good, is it?
Sex, Drugs and Rock and Roll is amazing.
However, there's got to be something pretty spectacular in order to get a head in a jar.
Yeah, he hasn't...
He's done amazing performances using motion capture that I don't think anyone else would have necessarily pulled off with the voice work in Tangent. Do you know what I mean? He does the voice and the movement of so many characters and stuff.
Our head in the jars at the moment, though, are David Attenborough, James Cameron, and
John Williams.
So, does he match up?
Tell you why Andy Serkis...
Give him another 20 years.
Yeah, no. Tell you why Andy Serkis doesn't deserve his head in the jar yet. Because do the thing where you go, if he wrote a biography, would it be part one?
Oh, okay.
And if the answer's yes, then he's not ready for a head in the jar.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what we're talking
about...
I agree
with you on that.
We're doing this every week. So, nominations for a head in the jar. So, as in... Futurama style. Like celebrities, we believe that only certain celebrities should get their heads in jars. So, recommendations, thoughts, anything at all. Write in and let us know. Right, practical effects. Go on.
I genuinely feel this is ILM when they're really, really good. This is not Monday morning or Friday afternoon ILM. Industrial Light and Magic.
Right, okay, yeah.
The special effects and the practical effects in this film are fucking incredible.
So the puppets,
the
puppets and the
there
CG
are a couple of bits of graphics in certain scenes where I was a bit like, oh, not quite right, but it's still like amazing. But it's only because everything else is so amazing that those two little blips for me just are noticeable because everything else in it is so good.
So the practical effects and the digital effects kind of meld together quite nicely,
Yeah.
and look good. I don't know if those ice foxes are practical or digital, for instance.
They're definitely digital.
Right.
Yeah. But they're great
just
digital, you know.
What was one of my characters that I didn't like from Force Awakens? Moth. What was her name? The old woman that runs the bar. Maz Kanata.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
What, as in improved? Looks better?
Just her whole contribution to the movies.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, really?
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Every character that's in the first one that's important that survived is in this and has an important role in some form, whether it's small or big.
Right.
Like, they are in there and used in a way either for progressing the storyline, deepening and fleshing out another character or themselves, or to give you an element of comedy as well, you know, because there's some great comedy in it, but it's in keeping with the style of Star Wars.
I hear it's very funny.
Yeah, but
Generally.
very much in keeping with Star Wars. It doesn't go so far outside of the comedy barrier that you're like, oh, this is a bit odd for Star Wars.
BB-8 could have really easily become R2-D2 in Revenge of the Sith. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
What's episode 3 called?
Yeah.
You know,
Revenge
it's
of the Sith,
terrible.
yeah.
Like, he literally becomes this cartoon, like, comedy Swiss Army knife that can do fucking anything. Yeah. BB-8 almost is like that, but they just knew how much to not do that.
They reeled it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They know the line, and I think they've worked that out with most of the characters.
Should I go and see it?
Genuinely, I think you should.
I'm massively on the fence.
Well, just don't be, just go.
Because I've heard
you've
people...
seen worse movies than this film this year at the cinema. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
A lot of people have said negative things about it, but I think the problem for me, same as Force Awakens. Yeah, there was iffy bits in Force Awakens, but unlike Force Awakens, this is going in a totally different direction, and a lot of the people's things that they have issue with, they obviously haven't taken in the scene properly and understood the symbolism, the dialogue, because that's the thing with Star Wars, same as it's been throughout all the Star Wars. Sometimes they don't just hand feed you the narrative. It's not said to you, it's visually given to you.
Awakens, didn't they?
Not always. There were certain bits in the Force Awakens where two characters would just look at each other, and if you're intelligent enough to understand what that means, that look between two characters, you understood what was being said. Like when Han Solo died in Force Awakens, the look between Leia and Rey when they first meet is a look of sadness. They're sharing something. That's the Force being... that was a moment. If people just go, oh, well, you know, they didn't really say much about it, they didn't need to. They both have the Force. Like, they felt something when they first saw each other.
It's like Anna said to me the other day. She was like, how does she know she's dead watching The Force Awakens? I was like, well, because she's a Skywalker.
Yeah.
She's, like, so Force sensitive, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then in this film, there's moments of the Force being used in that way again, but like there is talking and then there isn't talking, and there's other characters giving each other looks sometimes rather than going, wow, you better be told this as the audience because otherwise you're not going to understand where the story's going. And it's like, well, no, there needs to be a little bit of mystery and there needs to be human nature.
I agree that sometimes it can be really horrible to have sort of pretentious explanations, like, you know, or obvious explanations chucked in your face.
Sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't.
The voiceover in Dexter, half the time you really don't need it.
Right. Well, it's like the biggest, you don't need, if you have to have exposition like that, it's bad storytelling.
Yeah.
Like the 25-minute diatribe by Anthony Hopkins in the middle of that fucking last Transformers movie is like, he's just had to explain the first 3.5 hours of that movie, and then he's stood there explaining the last 3.5 hours of that movie because it is nonsensical bullshit.
Yeah. I was quite surprised with The Last Jedi how long it was as well. Like what it said.
2.5 hours, isn't it?
No, it's longer than that.
2:20, I think it is.
No, it's longer than that. I went in at 5 the trailers and everything finished at 20 past. We didn't get out till 8. That's 2 hours 40.
No, there's shit. We went in right. So there's 40 minutes of shit before the film starts.
Yeah, but we came into the cinema during all the shit, and that finished at 20 past 5, and we went out till 8.
Yeah, I think it's 2 hours 20. I'm sure it is. I went in at, bearing in mind I did the same show, we went in at 20 past 10 and the film started at 11 and then we were out of the cinema by about 1:30 actually outside.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what happened with us then, because time-wise it was crazy.
2 hours 33 minutes, including the trailers, including the credits. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would explain it then. Yeah.
There you go. Right.
So just a few little things before we move on. Adam Driver's fantastic in it.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's fantastic in it.
They've
Carrie
both-
Fisher's performance is really good as well.
I suppose that's going to be emotionally charged for everyone.
And
anyway. Adam Driver and Mark Hamill have really impressed me in other films just recently. Both of them. Yeah. I hadn't seen Mark Hamill's proper acting chops before Brigsby Bear, and he's brilliant in that.
Ray is she's such an incredible presence on screen.
Yeah.
And most of the time she's all right, but every 30 lines of dialogue will just be garbage. She just gets delivered in a way. And I don't know if it's part of her character where she's supposed to be a little bit of she's almost a bit of a redneck, like.
Yeah. I think they've done it on purpose, like as her being a bit of a redneck type.
It's almost like she's just talks in like very matter of fact, like when she's certain things she says to Luke, where she's like, "No, you must come and help us. We have to destroy the First Order," and it comes across as a bit ropey, but it's so annoying because a lot of the time she's on screen, she is the best thing on screen when she's on screen, and then she'll just be the worst thing on screen at the same time.
Right. I didn't enjoy her performance in Force Awakens, I've got to admit.
Poe Dameron, every time he's in an X-Wing, it's just fucking fantastic as well.
He's super cool though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's really, there's a bit isn't there, that bit in Force Awakens where he just fucking takes out about 20 TIE fighters.
Yeah.
He's similarly
Amazing.
ridiculous in the cockpit of an X-Wing, and you're just like, oh my god, he's one of those guys where they just, in like nerdy Star Wars lore, there's like people that they'll be so good at something that they're just casually a bit force sensitive without knowing it.
Yeah.
Like they'll never be Jedis, but they've just they're just so skilled at something. You just like
But then
like blind Chinesey man from Rogue One. I found out why why it is that he's force sensitive the other day.
Oh, why is
Do
that?
you know why? Because his stick's made from the Jedi tree jobby. What's it called? Yeah.
Don't know.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
Wood from the Jedi tree or something. Wood.
Yeah, there's some excellent set pieces in it. The third act is incredible.
The ships are all amazing.
There is a jump to light speed that changes special effects forever now.
Cool.
And also changes for a moment, changes Star Wars lore in a way, and breaks its own rules.
We'll have to go and watch it and see.
There's some amazing things in it, and they're kind of really pushing forward the universe in lots of ways.
So
the last scene alone is just like, okay.
So this is going to be my question. So 2 hours and 40 minutes is a fairly long film. Is there a decent payoff?
There are 6 payoffs in the last 3 scenes.
Lord of the Rings endings.
But no. But
it was one scene away from being compared to Return of the King,
right?
Because it does have.
There's little things you see in the last few scenes.
Right.
Not people say anything, but just little things you see that make you realise why someone did something or why something happened in a certain way earlier in the film.
Is it jumping from different corners of the universe to other corners of the universe to do these
not really.
endings?
No, there's just a couple of shots and you just go, that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Some really, it's just
John Williams
just worth
is
seeing.
he's just firing on all cylinders as well.
Cool.
Might be one of the best scores that he's ever written, actually.
And some real good surprises throughout the film as well that I just wasn't expecting.
What, musically?
Everything.
Right, okay. Right, take of that what you will. Do you want to give it a rating of some sort? How many Jedi is that out of school?
It's definitely the best one of these new ones,
Yeah.
which probably
These
makes
new-
it the fourth best Star Wars film.
The best one of the two?
No, all three of the new ones.
Rogue One,
Oh, I
Force
see.
Awakens and
Rogue
this.
One.
But categorically, head and shoulders better than Rogue One and Force Awakens.
Right.
It's so different. I think it makes it naturally end up being totally beyond the other two.
My only criticism is that
they're not pandering to the fans of the films in the same way they did with Force Awakens, and they're not
because I didn't like that.
And they're not just
pissed me off.
And they're not just grabbing at the people that are not necessarily into Star Wars, but might be by doing what they did with Rogue One, and then pandering again. Like they're not doing any of the pandering. If anything, they're going to piss loads of Star Wars fans off.
That's my only criticism. But I think the problem is Rian Johnson was given a completely clean slate with this.
Yep.
And he took full advantage of that. And so I think he probably steered certain characters from the episode 7 in a direction that perhaps we initially weren't going to have. I think Disney probably Lucasfilm probably missed a trick by not fleshing out 7, 8 and 9 as a cohesive story.
Right.
But we wouldn't have this film
So it's
because
a bit
of
jolty.
Almost to me.
It is a little. My problem is, and it's not the problem of this film. The problem has come from what they did is they spent 20 years too long making these films.
Right.
Because actually, as a fan of Star Wars, I don't really want it all burnt down.
Right.
It would have been nice if everyone had had their happily ever after, wouldn't it? Because you had the expanded universe as well, which was just like, they went on and did this and that, and that's cool, and then,
But then I kind of feel like the Force Awakens was we haven't done Star Wars for a long time like the originals. A lot of you didn't like the prequels, so we're going to do something and we're going to remind you of what's great about Star Wars. And then instead of carrying that on, I think they went, that was a good way of getting everyone back on board and getting new people interested and then new generations interested, and then they kind of went, but fuck it, let's give it to someone else and a different group of people to take in a totally different direction, because with The Force Awakens but fuck it but yeah, like the new characters, the younger generation in Force Awakens, they're going to be the ones that carry things on, aren't they? So I think they have to take it in a totally different direction, because it's like filmmaking is totally different now to what it was then, so you've kind of got to go that way, and kids are growing up and understanding the world much quicker now, so you can be a bit more different in your take on what you can have as a family film that's set within this fantasy world.
Sounds like quite large ramifications for the trilogy that will follow then.
I think that more interesting than episode 9 is the fact that Rian Johnson's going to be he's going to be directly responsible for putting together a trilogy like how Jackson put Lord of the Rings together.
That's cool.
But then will 10, 11 and 12 be a carry on from these, or will they jump ahead? And
I think they'll probably jump ahead, because
I
think
so.
The problem we've got now is
he could do anything though. He
there's
could jump
cool
backwards,
things,
couldn't he?
There's cool things that they need to do by. You need. I don't know if you do anymore, but like at some point, I just think we're missing out on things like the new Jedi Order. Like once Luke Skywalker had started the Jedi Order again. Like that sort of shit is just. But
does it need it though?
Time has ruined that more than anything else.
Okay.
I think probably there was potential for episodes 7, 8 and 9 to have been better if they would have been made instead of episodes 1, 2 and 3.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally agree.
Because we could add the original cast, not too old, but old enough to have had kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
It would have been... I still find the expanded universe more interesting than these new movies, but that's not a problem with these new movies. It's just a problem of logistics and time.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's like Shadows of the Empire, amazing comic book written at the time it was written out. They did a cool computer game. I don't think that story would work for a lot of people now. And also, how the hell do you'd have to graphically enhance all of the original actors to make them look younger for it to work, and it's just not going to. So leave it alone, let it be what it was, and do something else.
Cool. Right, we better crack on.
Yeah, news.
Talking of time, do you want to give it a rating?
Yes, 18 porgs out of an Alderaan.
Out of an Alderaan.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they on Alderaan, porgs?
No.
Okay.
I'd give it 4 roasted porks out of a fridge full.
Okay. Rightio, take of that what you will. From talking to these two, I do feel like perhaps I want to go and see it. And from some reviews I've seen, I think I do want to go and see it.
Sad,
but
across the board, really good reviews, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen
some negative ones.
Yeah,
as well.
people.
Yeah, but
people
are they
on
from
Facebook?
Are they from
hating it? I don't
No,
know
I
why.
I don't mean stupid people's opinions on
I've
the
seen
internet.
a couple of critics as well that are a bit kind of like, "Ooh, if you didn't like Force Awakens, then maybe leave it alone." Which is, what I was
Mark
basing my
Kermode
opinion
loved
on.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it'll be in his top movies of the year.
fair enough. Well, there you go. Right,
Dun, dun, dun.
do you want to know what it took at the box office?
Yeah, I was assuming it had a ridiculous weekend.
It had the second highest of any opening weekend
Whatever.
ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because their weekend started on Tuesday?
No. Well, it's probably had the same sort of run that the Force Awakens had, hasn't it?
Yeah, probably. I think
So it was shy of the Force Awakens weekend total by 8 million. It's really, really
Is
close.
that it? I thought it was going to be a lot lower than that.
450 million in ticket sales worldwide.
So those two films, Force Awakens and this, are the highest grossing
Opening weekend.
first opening
of
weekend
any
of
time.
any films ever.
Yep.
Wow.
All time, yep. Which is quite impressive.
Guess people aren't getting pissed off with Star Wars, are they? Oh, it's not what I wanted to do. Goes and buys 10 tickets, sees it 4 times.
Absolutely. Well, like yourself, Ross. I suppose you didn't pay for both your tickets, but did you pay for either of them?
No.
No? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I paid once.
Siblings at cinemas, working at cinemas. So it was quite handy, I suppose. But, so considering that the second movie at the US box office this weekend, considering that Star Wars domestically, so just in America, took 220 million. Ferdinand took 13.325.
That's a massive difference.
Oh yeah, I mean usually your films in the top, at the top of the box office are taking like 20 and 30 million. So 220
Yeah.
domestically. It's just fucking ridiculous. Crazy, yeah, and Coco took 10 million.
Still not out over here, is it?
It is, but just not where we are, I don't think.
No, I don't think it's had it.
I thought
my
it
brother
wasn't
was
out
telling me
until
it's not.
January over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought there was for some reason it was really late.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to try and hit the Christmas
Oh
market
no, you're
over
right.
here,
Yeah,
but
I
they
know
haven't.
what it was. It was the trailer release.
Yeah.
That was with something. Oh, Justice League just recently.
Yeah, it's not coming till the 19th of January.
Yeah, how
There you go.
ridiculous
Which is
is that?
mental because it has been out in Mexico since the 27th of October.
I think it's
Really?
cool that
Wow.
they released it in Mexico before they released it in America or here. I think that's quite cool. Look, they are changing things with cinemas, so if there's a particular country involved in the culture of the movie, they've gone, we'll release it there first. That's excellent. But yeah, it's weird that we've got to wait another 2 months. Like, I thought it would just be a couple of weeks after.
Yep.
That's mental.
Interestingly, with the top 4, I think Ross, you said once upon a time that once Coco came along, the movie Wonder would be in trouble. Well, Wonder is now ahead of Justice League, which is
Not a surprise.
Well, I think it is a surprise, to be honest, because to have a family-friendly movie like overtaking a comic book movie when comic book movies are like the staple of cinema.
Yeah, but
at
it's
the moment.
Justice League.
But it's not that bad.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
You've both seen it.
I've watched half of it and then went, I'm not watching any more of this. This is crap.
One left cinema.
No.
Justice
Left
League.
his armchair.
Yeah, someone else's armchair.
Were you just watching a cam of it? I watched bits of episode 1 like on pirate video before it even came out at the cinema.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
As a cam?
No, yeah, I don't. No, it was pretty good quality, but then it was a video, so videos weren't great quality anyway, were they?
No, true.
So I don't know how they
I
would
see
have
what you
done
mean.
that back in the day.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, there are versions of it out there to be watched. Some of them are alright, actually. Right, comic book stuff.
Yep.
Speaking of,
Go.
The Punisher. It's going back for season 2.
Good.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Deserves a season 2.
It does. Have you started watching it yet, Ross?
No,
Go and
don't
watch
think
it.
I'm gonna.
Go and watch it at home.
It's better than all the other Marvel Netflix series, other than
It is honestly
Daredevil 1 and 2.
Honestly,
It's like on
I
a
think
par.
it's better than Daredevil season 1. That's
All
really
right,
saying
I
something.
might watch it probably in the new year.
Give it a go.
Got a lot
you at
to
home
watch
as well.
Got nearly 3 weeks off in a minute though.
Yeah, true. Expect 13 more episodes to drop next year. No dates or anything confirmed.
Cool.
We had a first look at Hawk and Dove from the DC Titans. They look very cheesy.
Yeah.
They look like they're wearing really bad ski masks.
They look just
snow
as
goggles,
their
snow-
outfits have
snowboarding
that
goggles.
weird, like shiny, weird, odd look about them that all of the characters in Justice League have.
Robin's is looking very shiny as well, though. So
Yeah.
it's probably in keeping, to be fair.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
weird.
they're going that metallic kind of like, well, I suppose like the movies. Like,
Yeah, but it's the TV series. So it's kind of not in keeping with Arrow and Flash and all those shows, which aren't over the top shiny and actually look believable as outfits.
Yeah, true.
So it's just odd that they've chosen to go that way with it.
Fair enough. More of the Titans. I've got a list of the actors playing. Are you interested?
Go on.
Go on. Somebody at home might be. Who
Yeah,
knows?
go on.
Brenton Thwaites, of course, is playing Robin.
Yeah.
We've got Anna Diop as Starfire, who's quite a cool character. Tegan Croft as Raven. Ryan Potter as Garfield Logan, that's Beast Boy. Alan Richardson as Hank Hall, which is Hawk. Minka Kelly as Dawn Granger, which is Dove. And then you've got a character called Amy Rohrbach. Played by Lindsay Gort. And apparently she's a police detective.
So they're not having Cyborg?
No, not by the sounds of it.
Weird.
Well, yeah, it'd be quite a difficult character to... it's going to be quite expensive CG-wise, isn't it? It's
Well,
going to eat into your budget really badly.
They've had loads of Cyborg characters in Flash, and they've just done practical makeup bits, and it looks amazing. They haven't splashed loads of graphics over it, and the graphics look
Maybe
average.
he'll turn up at some point.
Yeah, it's just a weird choice. He's one of the originals.
Anyway, this police detective is the new part of Dick Grayson, apparently.
Ah.
Dick Grayson's a police officer, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, not bothered about DC so much.
No, I'm kind of falling out of love with a lot of it.
Okay. You love Venom, though, don't you, Ross?
Yep.
That's perked your interest.
Fucking
There he is.
talking about bullshit DC characters no one cares about, and then you're like, Venom, what?
Woody Harrelson looks like he's going to be joining the cast.
Good, he's brilliant.
And it's kind of come to light that the Venom movie will be primarily based on 2 comic book runs. Lethal Protector and Planet of the Symbiotes.
Oh.
Do those mean anything to you, Adam?
Yeah.
Lethal Protector.
I don't know that one so much.
1993. So Peter Parker and Venom agree that as long as Venom doesn't commit any more crimes, he can leave New York City and Spider-Man will leave him alone.
Oh, yeah.
He goes
yeah.
to San Francisco.
Becomes kind of his own hero, doesn't he?
And Venom ends up teaming up with Spider-Man to tackle 5 offspring of the Venom symbiote.
Yeah.
I think this happens all the time, though, doesn't it? He's
That's the
always
lead up
teaming
to Carnage, I think.
Yeah, he's always teaming up for. Yeah, he's always teaming up to beat Carnage, isn't he?
Yeah,
What was
pretty
the
much.
series? There wasn't much further after that. That Carnage had not Sinister Six. What were they called?
It's like Toxic, Carnage, and the
They
others.
put that
wasn't
team
it?
together,
Yeah.
didn't they?
I can't remember.
I think I remember reading the first couple of they were both captured at the time, Venom and Carnage, I think.
If it helps, the offspring are called Scream, Phage, Riot, Lasher, and Agony. So yeah, it could be if the movie... Oh yeah, actually the movie is confirmed to be taking place in San Francisco.
Cool.
So yeah, maybe you could have all these offspring, and they could make Carnage one of them. Sort of because Carnage is heavily rumoured to be the arch villain.
So the other comic that they're using, have you got a date for that?
Planet of the Symbiotes. What for when it was released?
Yeah.
San Francisco is one of those cities that's just in every film now, isn't it?
It's starting to become the New York.
It's not,
but not quite.
Like
it's in the Rock.
It's like Hong Kong,
Yeah.
San Francisco, and London seem to be the favourite places to shoot films these days, don't they?
Yeah. If you're not doing it in New York, that's where you go. Yeah, because there was a comic recently where Venom split off from being in the Guardians of the Galaxy to go back to... Basically, the Guardians of the Galaxy and him go back to the planet the symbiote comes from, and they find out that the symbiote is not quite... The symbiotes aren't quite what they realised they were, and he gets taught about what the symbiote should be, and the symbiote sort of like Odo going to meet his people.
I was just going to say,
yeah, the symbiote kind of touches
all in my head,
and
I literally, you were talking in my head, my brain was just going, what about when Odo just goes and gets in the lake and he comes out and he's like, I'll just be the biggest orgy of my people ever. I can't even go back. I just need to go back in the
Deep
lake.
Space Nine.
It's like he's just gone in the largest bottle of. He's just gone in the largest lake of heroin added with an orgy with everybody he lives with on his planet. He's just comes out. He's like, I can't go back.
Yeah. Whereas with the Venom story, like the Guardians of the Galaxy go with him to this planet, and there's all these other symbiotes, and the symbiote reconnects and realizes that he's done totally the opposite of what he was supposed to do when he was sent out into space. So then the guy Eddie Brock inside the outfit is then able to control it more and have more of a connection with it, and it becomes more of a suit of armour and stuff. It's quite interesting.
Cool. So the other one, Planet of the Symbiotes, was 1995.
Right, so it's not the one I've read recently then. I don't know if I've actually read that then. Interesting.
Story finds Earth invaded by an army of symbiotes, with Venom teaming up with Spider-Man and the Scarlet Spider.
Good decade for Spider-Man, the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've read so much more since then. I've lost.
Do they still do
my
that
stories.
with Spider-Man? Do they still have like a more adult version of the comic?
Yeah, they have like the adult, the teenage, and the junior. Do that with most of the Marvel comics. Any of the popular ones, they'll do like a junior version. And
especially Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's been
the
like years, hasn't it?
popular superhero in the world, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know,
because it was Spectacular Spider-Man, wasn't it? It was the more adult version of
the one that went
Spider-Man.
a bit dark.
Yeah.
So also there's the point that obviously this isn't going to be connected to the Tom Holland movies,
which doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, but if you look at the fact that the Into the Spider-Verse is introducing the multiverse theory, it can just be another branch of that kind of.
Yeah. Which is what they should be doing with DC, really. Just going, there's a multiverse. None of these stories are connected. Let's just make decent Wonder Woman and Batman and Justice League films.
Just put
different
Batman
actors.
on hiatus, mate.
Yeah.
So kind of rumoured premise is that Tom Hardy's character will be like a government experiment where they'll put the symbiote on him and try and use him as some kind of special forces kind of jobby, perhaps to tackle the other symbiotes. But then something's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Are we coming
Who knows?
Are we coming on to the biggest news of the week outside of Star Wars?
Yeah, probably. I think I know what you mean.
You did write that down.
Yeah, of course. I thought we'd better mention it. But yeah, Venom will hit theatres on October 5th, 2018. Staying with comics for the minute. Oh, poster news, Ross. You love poster news.
Yeah, especially with the migraine. They make them go away straight away.
There's a Deadpool 2 The Second Coming poster, which is a take on Da Vinci's Sistine Chapel painting, the one of God and Adam touching fingers in a sexy.
It's Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel. Yeah.
Oh well. Fake news.
The other turtle.
The other turtle. Anyway, I found a link where you can go and get this poster as quite a nice wallpaper jobby for your computer if you'd like it. For those of you that still use laptops.
Do you know what? That's really weird. I can't remember the last time I put a wallpaper on my computer.
Well, there you go. If you want this one, there's a link to it on our Facebook page.
Cool.
Boom. Deadpool 2 is coming on the 1st of June next year.
Yay.
Just because Ross loves poster news, Ocean's 8 got its first poster this week as well. God. Ocean's fucking 8. Oh, dear. Yeah, do you know much about the next Ocean?
I saw
movie?
a photo of the cast, and they only named 2 of them, although there were 6 people in the photo. Right. I thought that was hilarious, because one of them was turned to the side, one of them had a balaclava on, and the other one had a balaclava pulled up. But they only mentioned the name of 2 of the 6 of them, and I was like, that's a bit rude.
Right. Well, probably the most famous ones, I expect. Maybe Rihanna? Was she one of them?
No.
Well, she should have been, because they should be warning people that she's in the movie, shouldn't they, really? Because she's fucking awful.
Yeah, she was the only letdown for me in Valerian. Her voice acting and her dancing was fine.
Biggest letdown.
Her voice work was horrendous.
Anyway, look, if you're interested, Ocean's 8, the news story will not be a remake or a reboot. It's like a new chapter, a spin-off, if you like. Danny Ocean's sister, Debbie, is going to be played by Sandra Bullock, and she gets out of prison and starts a planned heist involving a priceless necklace and the prestigious Met Gala in New York.
Ooh.
Team includes Cate Blanchett, Rihanna, Mindy Kaling, Awkwafina. Awkwafina? Do we know who that is?
No idea.
Apologies if you guys do. And Helena Bonham Carter, Anne Hathaway, and Sarah Paulson. It's due out next June. Yay.
I like Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway's probably a good bit of casting. She's pretty good in.
She is good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but she was good as a cat burglar in the Batman series, wasn't she?
Yeah, very true. Very live.
Was she?
Yeah, Batman.
You find me in the darkness. I was born in it.
Yeah, something like that film.
Yeah, it's not great, but
It's not.
she's good in it.
It's not the worst thing I've seen at the cinema. In fact, I saw it twice and in IMAX.
Oh, mate. What a waste of money.
Dear.
Come and watch me in IMAX.
Right. Would you guys be interested in an IT Crowd reboot
No,
in America?
possibly.
No, they already did it.
No,
They attempted it.
They already did it.
They attempted it.
I've seen 2 episodes. It
No,
was
you've not.
shite.
You've seen one.
No, there was 2.
There's
They
one.
did.
There's
They
a
did
pilot, Adam. That's it.
Yeah, it's an hour long, and they split it into 2.
Right.
And they were awful. And it still had Richard Adewardi.
right.
in
Yes,
it as Moss.
if it's as good as The Office or Parks and Rec, and yes, if they do it like the guy Garth Marenghi is in The Office when he's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing on my computer? It's not your computer, it's one of Hog's computer. And then he's like, did I tell you about the time I went go-karting? And they're like, yeah, and etc. It's good. Do you remember that?
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
You know the guy who plays Garth Marenghi?
Right, yeah.
He plays the IT guy in the original BBC The Office.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
yeah.
fucking brilliant in it. He's
Okay.
in it for like, over the course of 2 seasons, probably 10 minutes.
Right, okay.
And he steals both episodes.
Right.
It's fucking
I
awesome.
don't remember that. Well, I do have the Office box set, so I might revisit that at some point. Christmas coming, isn't it? You know, Christmas special and all that.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. If they make it more like Parks and Rec and the American Office and less like the pilots they did of just redoing it with Americans, then
I
I'm
imagine
up for
it's...
it. It's nearly as bad as the
be
Red
honest,
Dwarf remake that they did.
To be honest, episode 1 of The Office is fucking awful because
Yeah.
it is a line-for-line remake.
Which just doesn't
Oh, right, I see.
translate
But-
very well.
Oh, in that case, well, the first pilot that they did for NBC, it looks as if I only watched the first 2
Yeah.
minutes of it, but it is a line-for-line remake of the first episode of
It is,
British
yeah.
IT Crowd.
Yeah.
But the good news about this one, this is the 3rd attempt at reboot at an American.
Oh, is it the 3rd time?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe
American
I've just
version.
seen 2 versions.
No, there was only a pilot for one.
Oh, right.
And Graham Lynham, though, the guy that created the British version, is writing
Involved.
and involved with the American version. This 3rd
Cool.
one for NBC. They've ordered a pilot.
Shall I tell you what it's better than?
Go on.
It hasn't even been made yet, and it's definitely better than The Big Bang Theory.
What is?
The American IT Crowd.
Oh, right, I see.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yep.
Have you been watching Young Sheldon?
Fuck, of course I fucking haven't.
Just
I've
give it a
been
go.
watching old Sheldon.
I
Let him young-
tried 2 episodes.
It's good.
No.
It's very good.
It's better than The Big Bang Theory, but like the later Big Bang Theory, but it's still not very good. Like it's either too serious or too ridiculously stupid.
It's
They
more
can't
of a
make
family
their
sitcom.
they can't
It's
make
just
their mind up.
ignore anything about the Big Bang Theory
Yeah.
and just start again from zero. It's a family sitcom, and it works.
It's okay.
Questionable source material.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because he's a little boy. So like the connection between their child and Sheldon Cooper should be irrelevant.
Identical, because he's a giant baby.
Except for the fact that he's doing the voiceover occasionally to tell you what's going on. But yeah, anyway, the original NBC trailer is on Dailymotion, so I will tag that on our Facebook page for you to go and have a look at. If you're interested, the other project from 2014 was envisioned by the Scrubs creator, Bill Lawrence. That never made it to the pilot stage. But yeah.
That good, eh?
Never that good. Absolutely. But yeah, this one won't actually have Richard Ayoade. Is that how you say his name?
Ayawadi.
Ayawadi. That's the one. Playing Moss. Unfortunately,
That's a shame.
neither will it have Catherine Parkinson or Chris O'Dowd, which is not David what's his name? David O'Doherty. Do you know that fucking stand-up comedian that always gets mistaken for the guy from the IT crowd?
No.
Have you not seen him?
No.
Oh, okay. He's very, very funny. I'll link one of his videos below as well.
Does
Well,
he
does
actually
the
look
thing where
like him?
he does this bit where he always gets...
No, he just blatantly looks a bit like he has a passing resemblance to the Irishman from the IT crowd. So, and he mentions it a lot in his stand-up. He's very funny. He does stuff with keyboards and yeah, like musically. I don't mean like obscene stuff.
Yeah, I understood.
Right. Okay. Okay, we'd better mention it. 21st fucking Century Fox. Is that what you meant, Ross?
Yeah, it's quite big news, isn't it?
It's fairly big news.
You got bought by someone.
We
didn't
already
they?
reported on it last week, though.
Did we?
Well, yeah, you weren't here.
Oh, wasn't I?
No.
Oh, you just said it was probably going to happen.
Well, that it was going to be announced on Tuesday.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
And I
We were
said
there,
I
cutting
said I
edge,
reckon
see?
it would happen.
Bang on.
The only thing we still don't fully know is whether the German film company who hold the rights with Fox for Fantastic Four have agreed to Disney owning Fantastic Four, whether they keep the rights and that's not part of the package and Fox have to give all of the rights back to that German company. So that'll be interesting.
Are we going to work on the assumption that anything Marvel's just going to go back to Marvel Studios, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
I
they're going to
imagine
keep
so.
Fox as a separate entity so that they can still carry on making films that they own the intellectual property to, that they don't
You
want
mean like
under the...
Cocoon, for instance?
Well, no, I'm thinking more
Alien.
things like Alien, like the Alien series.
Come on, Cocoon sequel would be amazing.
Yeah,
What
no,
about a crossover with Alien?
Cocoon reboot would be good.
It would.
Yeah.
I like Cocoon.
Batteries not included. Was that Fox?
Don't know.
Hope
But
it was.
yeah, stuff like that is. I'm assuming they're just going to keep under a separate. They're just going to keep them under a separate umbrella, bit like what they do with Miramax, isn't it?
Somebody's like gone into their cocoon. They cut open the cocoon. Xenomorph comes out. See?
I did see a great photo online on Facebook the other day that a mate put up of an alien queen, and it just said, "Hey bitches, I'm the newest Disney princess."
Brilliant. Sorry, Russ. Go on. I interrupted.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just saying they'll probably just so they can still keep making some of these films that would probably not fit under the Disney umbrella. They'll just keep them.
Well,
they're not gonna collapse Fox with its huge distribution network and everything.
Deadpool's
are
a
they?
perfect example, isn't it?
They didn't pay $60 billion just for the IP of just
Marvel
characters.
characters.
No, of course they went for the whole shebang. They got the
There's a
sports as well, didn't they?
And a massive portion of Sky TV.
Yeah.
No, they bought Sky TV
Is it that
now.
entire
So
Sky TV?
yeah, I
is it?
think.
A massive
well,
portion of
so
Hulu. That's what it is.
That's another good bit of
60%.
news as well. You can now get a Sky subscription without feeling like Rupert Murdoch's getting any money from
That's
you.
very true.
And
Will the Disney Kids channel suddenly become free as part of having the Sky thing, or will you still have to pay extra?
Who knows?
well,
But-
Disney's they're going to launch their own platform, aren't they?
well, they said they were going to, but now they've got a 60% controlling stake in Hulu. So do they have to?
They can just put
No,
it all on there, can't
no,
they?
well they can still put their own front end on Hulu's architecture.
Yeah,
Can't
true.
you?
But I what I mean is with Sky, you've got all the Disney channels and the Fox channels. Like, will they just make those part of the Sky package now, or will they still? They'll just carry on charging extra, won't they? So it's not going to change much in that respect. You'll still have to pay for a kids' entertainment package to get the Disney channels, rather than them being as standard when you subscribe to Sky.
Yeah.
To any of our non-UK listeners, Sky TV is a huge satellite TV network that we have in Great Britain. It's
Where
cable
you guys have
TV.
cable, yeah. We have Sky.
We have it through satellite.
Very expensive.
It is very expensive, but the quality of service is excellent.
Yeah.
But I just don't have it because Rupert Murdoch used to own it.
And he's a cunt.
Rupert Murdoch, $60 billion richer.
Yeah.
But he's also another day closer to being dead. So
And he won't be going in a jar.
he'll never go in a jar.
No.
He will be dead soon, and he can't take any of that money with him.
Way. Anyway, look, from what you were just saying, Ross, a Disney CEO did personally cite the success of Fox's R-rated Deadpool, for instance, as an opportunity to create sequels and an R-rated branch of the MCU.
Which is great. Like, they can do a proper Blade movie and things like that,
Yeah.
and do them in the Deadpool end of the universe, and have that as a section of Fox, but still made by people involved in Marvel properly, and actually do a good job of it, like they did with Deadpool.
Do you know what they
So-
could do with Deadpool? Because just where he breaks the fourth wall so much, and he's just like a pastiche of his own character, is they could put him in the New Avengers, and they could just beep his lines out, and it would fit in.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
It wouldn't feel out of place, would it?
No.
Well, you know what you mean. Yeah.
And that's the great thing about Deadpool. He's in Spider-Man cartoons and stuff, and he's just a tamer version of himself. But he looks at the camera and he goes, that seemed quite tame. And he'll look around at something and go, I better go over there with my sword and do some stabbing, and then walk off camera, and the kids never see what he's doing. But any adults watching it with their kids are like, yeah, that's brilliant.
Huh?
So yeah, I'm up for anything. Now they've got all these different properties, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. We just have to wait and see. I just want Fantastic Four to be done properly.
Yeah, fair enough. Speaking of related persons, shall we shift on?
Yeah.
We shall.
Well, most important from all of that 60 billion, every penny of it was worth it, so that we can get a proper theatrical release of Star Wars.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually true. Yeah, very, very true.
I bet that's in the can, ready to go. That.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Like the unedited version, like the
Yeah, like they've done a restore. I reckon they've done a Francis Ford Coppola style restore, like he did for The Godfather.
Did you think that's why all the photos of George Lucas over the last week, he's looked really sad? Do you think it's because he's realised that now Disney own all of the Star Wars and not just the
All
bits
of the
that
wars.
sold them?
He's not sad. He's $4 billion worth.
Yeah, but
I bet he's thinking he
all
could
the
probably have.
photos,
He could
looks
probably have got
really
10
sad.
for it.
He just looks really sad in all the photos. Like
That'd
he
make you
didn't
sad,
get
wouldn't
what he
it?
wanted.
I sold it for 4. Could have
Someone
easily
else
got
sold
10.
it for.
He sold it for 4. It's definitely worth 15 now.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. Enterprising.
Is there anything else on that list? Is there anything on that 20th Century Fox list that was noticeable that Disney might go, oh, we'll do something with that now?
There's probably shitloads on
Do you wanna
there
have a
that
look?
they can.
Yes, look it up quick.
Right.
Here we go, look. Avatar, Titanic, Star Wars, Deadpool, Independence Day,
Yeah.
Home Alone,
Yeah.
Night at the Museum, X-Men, Castaway, The Martian, Logan, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Planet of the Apes, Ice Age, The Croods. I think that's one that Disney would pick up.
Yeah.
Die Hard series,
Die Hard.
Fantastic Four. We've done that, haven't we?
No,
So, what am I
Fantastic
saying?
Four's not a definite because it depends on the German company. I think
Kingsman.
there's still talk with that. But yeah, that basically means that Disney own the film rights to the Millerverse.
Interesting one is the Chronicles of Narnia is likely to get a reboot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was
I'd
that
like to
not
see
already Disney?
No,
No.
it was
right.
it was obviously Fox, but it was not New Line. Weta did a lot of the work on it, didn't they?
Oh right, I haven't watched them.
Oh, and they've got Andy thingy, what's his face? Because they've got The Martian, but they've also got the film rights to Artemis.
Ernest Cline.
No, that's
Armada. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So that's all very interesting. You mentioned what did you mention? John McClane.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. So Die Hard is, along with a couple of other movies, made the US National Film Registry list for this year.
Really?
Yeah. It joins The Goonies, 1978 Superman, La Bamba, Spartacus, Ace in the Hole, and Christopher Nolan's Memento, along with many others. Full list is available on the US Registry website, which I'll link on our Facebook page. But yeah, Die Hard. US Registry, is it? You know, should that film be remembered forever?
I hate it purely because how it's become a fucking internet meme, hasn't it? About how it's the best Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And people just go and they go on Facebook and they're like, "Oh, it's Christmas. I'm going to watch Die Hard because it's the best Christmas movie." And I'm like, "Bollocks!" Because I know you're just saying that for a rise because it's definitely not the best Christmas movie.
I
you
thought
probably
that came
don't
about
even like
because of
it.
that TV show, the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I thought that was just something that Andy Samberg had said a few times in Saturday Night Live and stuff, and it just caught on as a
Well, it is a fact
a joke.
that it's set at Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, doesn't matter.
My favourite Christmas film's easily Home Alone.
Mine's Gremlins. But yeah, the one thing I do hate about Die Hard is the fucking bad guys. They've just got no exit plan whatsoever. There is no way that they could have gotten out of that. They don't have a helicopter.
Helicopter.
Yeah, but dude, honestly,
I've seen the Nakatomi Plaza in real life.
have you?
Yeah, it's downtown LA.
Did that get blown up in a Terminator movie? No, that's
Probably.
different. No, it's a massive car park thing. Isn't it? No, fuck it. I'll cut that out.
No, leave it in.
Okay, I might just do that.
Chris is like, every time you say something stupid or not funny, do you cut it out?
No.
So you come
Not
across
always.
as like some sort of podcasting Yoda. It's just a fucking lie.
And if I don't
Like,
like what I've said,
I don't even know why I'm saying this. He's just going to cut it out.
I just re-record some bits the next day as well, and I do bits of like impressions of you, Ross. Sometimes
Yeah, it's really good. You can't tell the difference.
Anyway, yeah. So we better rush through some bits. Right, related to the 21st Century Fox and Marvel Disney thing, I suppose in some way, shape, or form. Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn, he's a bit of a busy boy, isn't he? He did the Belko experiment a little while ago. I don't know if you saw it.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Apparently it's quite good. That was written by Gunn. He's producing a new horror movie which will be directed by David Yarovsky from The Hives, interestingly enough.
Do you think there's now a chance Blomkamp's Alien's going to get made now?
Oh, hope so. We'll see. We will see. Disney will just take it away from
Well, Disney
Ridley Scott
are
and
really
say-
embracing young up-and-coming directors, aren't they?
True.
They have taken on the new wave of post-Spielberg directors
True.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Well, we're set for Star Wars, but yeah.
What do you mean? Set
Well,
for Star Wars?
It's the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, I think that was just not the right people for the job. I'm
Three
talking about
times in a row.
I'm talking about the JJs and the Ryan Johnsons and the Gareth Edwards. The people who grew up with like Spielberg being their favourite.
And same as Marvel, a lot of the younger
the
guys
Ready
that they've
Player
used from
One
Marvel.
generation.
Yeah.
Literally.
What's his name that's directing bloody Dune and Arrival? Fuck it.
Danny Villeneuve.
Danny Villeneuve, that's the one. So yeah, he should get a Disney movie. Give him The Little Mermaid or something. Oh, that's not Disney, but you know what I mean.
I think let him carry on the John Carter and Mars series.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
I think he'd do a much better
maybe
job.
a bit close to Dune.
Yeah, but sod it. It was the inspiration for Star Wars and Dune.
So this movie, there's no title for it, but the script will be written by James Gunn, and it's being written alongside his brother Brian Gunn. Tommy Gunn, Potato Gunn, and Misha Gunn are not involved.
This won't make it into the podcast. He'll cut it out because it wasn't funny.
Can't wait for that. Then maybe you'd like
Can't wait for that.
Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson on a train, Ross.
Oh, it's taken in a train.
It's sort of.
I watched the trailer for it.
It's Under Siege 2.
It's Under Siege on a train.
Shit.
Yeah, it does look quite terrible.
Under Siege 2 is so brilliantly bad.
There's an... Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, but this
It's
doesn't.
fantastic.
This
It's
doesn't
so
look
bad, it's
brilliantly
brilliant,
bad.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's
This
a bad,
just
good
looks
movie.
bad.
A good
The
bad
trailer
movie.
before Star Wars for that was just like, oh, good God, no.
There's a new trailer. Oh, you've seen the new trailer then, have you?
Yeah,
Where there's somebody offering him $100,000 to go and do this thing on the train, whatever it is.
It's
I take it
awful.
as taking somebody out, something like that.
I don't know what it is. The whole thing was. It's almost like he's got worse at acting the more Taken films he's done.
I'm sorry, but why didn't we ever get Snakes on a Train?
Snakes on a U-boat.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Definitely the follow-up to Snakes on a Plane should have been Snakes on a Train.
But then
true.
But then they'd have to do a trilogy. So where do you go after Train?
Snakes on an Automobile.
No, it has to rhyme. Snakes on a plane, snakes on a train, snakes on a
Snakes in your drains.
snakes in the drains. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
So yeah, Liam Neeson on a train. It's called The Commuter. New trailer, linked on our Facebook page. That's coming out on the 11th of January. So you don't have to wait too long, guys, till you go and spend all your money at the cinema.
Not gonna go and watch it.
All right. What about?
I haven't seen any of his movies recently.
Have you not? Have you seen the
No.
Taken sequels?
I've seen Taken 1, and I think that's the last time I've seen him in a film.
I've seen all three Takens actually.
Aren't they just
They do get
exactly the
progressively
same?
worse in
Yeah.
the same very
Yeah.
same ways. But yeah. Anyway,
Never
what about
mind.
then? What about Clint Eastwood on a train?
What?
So he's doing this whole kind of like American hero, like, you know, tribute series of films, isn't he? Like American
Right.
American
Yeah, he's
Sniper
casually the
and-
most right-wing director in Hollywood at the moment,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Absolutely. Did you see Gran Torino?
Isn't
Yeah.
that where he protects a load of Asian kids from some dodgy gang or something?
No,
He's
he's
a
just
grouchy old
casually a
guy in the
grouchy,
neighbourhood, isn't he?
grouchy old racist.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I thought it was that he seems like that at first, and then he ends up protecting a load of locals from a gang. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
No, this is just... He's not a dude in this. He's just a grumpy old man.
Trying to protect his car,
Oh.
which is a Gran Torino. It's a lovely car. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, with Gran Torino as well, he kind of like got some kids from like that area of like wherever it was. Was it San Francisco where it was set? So it
If
looked
it's
like
Asian,
didn't it?
it's probably...
It wasn't Asian. It was. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah,
They're
people live in
Asian. It's probably the West. It's probably the Bay Area,
it. Yeah, there you go.
possibly.
So he got some kids from that area to star as characters in the film, and some of them were really good, and some of them, yeah, some of the acting from the kids is really, really fucking bad. So yeah, he's doing it again with his latest movie, which is called the
Racist on a
1517
plane.
1517 to Paris.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's a story of like a terrorist getting on a train to Paris, and there just happens to be 3 American soldiers on board, or at least one of the people involved was an American soldier off duty, and they tackled this guy, stopped him from committing any atrocities. So yeah, being made into a movie directed by
Did
Clint
that really?
Eastwood.
Really
It
happen
happened in real life,
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
And
I definitely remember America solving all of our terrorism problems in Europe and not being almost directly responsible for all of them.
Yeah.
there you go. But interestingly, he's using the original 3 guys, the real 3 guys, as his actors in the film.
Oh.
Okay.
That could go either way, couldn't it?
Yeah. Like there's a couple
Well, one of them
um,
could end up having a flashback while they're acting out the scene and accidentally kill the person.
Wow.
There's
I imagine principal photography's already been wrapped
the
up. We'd have
guy-
heard about it by now.
it works. That works really well in military films.
Right.
Like the guy from Full Metal Jacket was a drill sergeant,
Oh, right.
so that's why he's so brilliant in it.
You look like you could
But
suck
then
a
there's the
dog
guy
for a hose pipe.
he
That
is
guy.
in pretty much every he's in pretty much every war movie. He always plays a senior officer, like somebody at least a colonel. And he's in Platoon. He's really quite young in Platoon, but he's still like a colonel. But he's also the guy who's in charge of the whole division in Band of Brothers, and he appears in loads of films. And I can't remember. And he's actually ex-military, and
Right.
he doesn't really act.
Just plays who he
just
is.
plays. So he says he barks orders and stuff, but they make much more sense because they're delivered in a military way and stuff.
Fair enough. Cool. Right. Okay. Shifting on. Robert Downey Jr.'s bloody Dr. Dolittle. We'll cover some more about that next week. What? Yeah, I know. Annihilation. There's a trailer for that.
What is that?
Annihilation is it's a book trilogy originally about some soldiers that have to go into a place that's called Area X, and it's like an anomaly, but on Earth.
Right.
So they go in, and like loads of people have been coming back with loads of aggressive cancers and psychological problems, or just not coming back at all. And there's some weird alien stuff going on in there. So it's the next film by the director of Ex Machina.
Oh, the guy who wrote the script for Trainspotting. What's his name? Alex Garland.
Yes.
Alex Garland. Okay, cool.
That was his first feature.
Ex Machina was his first feature. Yeah, it's a bloody good film. Have either of you seen
Oh no,
it?
sorry, he didn't write a script for Trainspotting. His attachment to Danny Boyle is he wrote The Beach.
Right. There you go. So have either of you seen Ex Machina?
He wrote the screenplay for Dread as well.
Ah,
Yeah,
cool.
he did, yeah.
And Sunshine.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ex Machina's really good.
An amazing film. So yeah, this looks fantastic as well. Natalie Portman starring as the wife of one of the guys that's gone into this thing. I think they call it the Reach or something. And yeah, he's come back all fucked up, and then she's going back off to try and find what happened to him, and I don't know, maybe try and cure him in some kind of way. But yeah, dark, gritty sci-fi.
Cool.
Looks amazing. That's coming out on
Soon.
the 23rd of February 2018.
Oh, right, it is soon. Rad.
And interestingly, if you're a Netflix subscriber, you'll be able to get it on Netflix just 17 days later.
Oh, wow.
That's very interesting, that. So,
Cool.
March the 12th, you'll be able to see it.
That's
at home.
worth your £7 a month,
It
isn't
really
it?
bloody is, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's cheaper than the cinema just to get that film for paying for the month. That month, go. I know what I'll do is I'll pay on for February, and I can watch loads of stuff on Netflix. Then watch that, and then watch other stuff, and then
It's probably just worth paying for anyway, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. It's brilliant Netflix. I don't
Cool.
know why people don't use it more.
I just slightly off topic, real quick. I set up my mum's new TV for her the other day,
Right.
and she bought a fucking 55-inch LG 4K HDR. Fucking, that's beautiful. It's unbelievable. But smart TV, it's just got a Netflix button and an Amazon Prime button on the remote now.
Oh,
You
really?
literally press one button, and as long as you've logged into Netflix once, it just takes you to your Netflix.
Nice.
Rad.
So you don't need any set-top boxes or anything. Just plug it into your internet, and it's
Yeah,
fucking
my mate's
brilliant.
got a 4K TV that helps out. It's a smart one. And,
And,
it's
it-
got a voice activation remote. Unfortunately, it doesn't understand his accent, so I had to do all the talking for him.
And Blue Planet in
Netflix.
Blue Planet in 4K HDR, because I didn't realise BBC offered it. Like, you have to pay extra for 4K on Netflix,
Right.
but iPlayer's just 4K HDR supported straight away.
Boom.
So it's just
Blue
like,
Planet's
just tried
really
it out,
worth
put
watching.
Blue Planet on, and I was like, oh my god!
It's like looking at an aquarium in your front
It's like
room.
looking at it was
It's like
like
shoving your
it
face
felt
inside
more
a
real than
dolphin.
the rest of the room. It made the rest of the room look not real. It was the other way round.
The
It's
graphics of the
ridiculous.
real world is shit. Anyway, yeah. So, real quick stuff. Staying with Netflix, there's a new Bright trailer as well.
Saw that at the cinema. I was quite surprised to see that at the cinema as a trailer.
Yeah, I think, is it getting a theatrical release? It must be.
I don't know. It was advertised as being on Netflix.
Is this the one with Will Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just going straight to Netflix, isn't it? They've paid for it.
But
Yeah.
they're still doing theatrical trailers.
I don't think the trailer at the cinema was advertising the fact it was going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trailers were garbage for
Star
in
Wars.
front of Star Wars.
The
weren't
only
they?
trailer I liked was Black Panther. That was amazing.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Did you not?
No.
Oh, I did. That was great.
Maybe it's because I went in the daytime. The trailers are different. Because I had this really soppy fucking, really good cast, but this ridiculous kids novel type movie about time travel. About quantum.
Time Traveler's Wife.
About quantum mechanics with Chris Pine in, and it looks so shit.
Oh, I didn't get
Like, it
that.
infuriated me having to watch it twice.
I got this beautiful trailer that came up and it went, it's got Hugh Jackman's face and goes, this is what you want. And I just accidentally out loud went, no, it's not.
Oh, that
And-
does look good, actually.
Great
I
showman.
might-
Showman. It
my
looks-
girlfriend is going to fucking love that film.
It's another of those awful Hollywood, like, big budget sing-along musicals that just won't be as good as it should be.
Why are the people of Hollywood so scared to admit that their film is a fucking musical in advance?
Was there a thing about that then?
There just is a thing. Like Les Mis, none of the songs. There's absolutely no indication in the Les Mis trailers that it's a musical. The same with the one about the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. What's it called?
With the Showman trailer, there's a lot of singing and dancing in it. It's obviously a musical.
Not in the TV.
Yeah, the one at the cinema was a 6-minute, like, whoa, singing all dancing. Oh, you're going to be lovely to us. Way, Hugh Jackman singing slightly bad. Way, someone else singing slightly bad.
He's a cracking singer. Anyway,
not in this one.
Anyone that can sing live on set during the filming of a movie is bloody impressive, to be honest, because most of it is done as studio work and overlaid. But Les Mis, all of the cast were phenomenal.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but
really
the audio of all their voices in the trailer for this one, they were all out of tune and awful at singing.
Right.
Maybe it's just the trailer.
Maybe.
Done it on purpose.
What was my point? Oh yeah, what was his name? Eddie. No, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. What's his name?
I've just you've broken me now.
You know
I know what
the,
you mean.
The Tim Burton
Sweeney
movie.
Todd.
Sweeney Todd. Yeah. So there was no indication that
Billy
was a musical.
Idol.
There was no indication that was a musical in the trailer either.
Oh right.
And I'm pretty sure I'm right in thinking.
Moulin Rouge was blatantly a musical from the trailer.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to go for.
Yeah, that was blatantly a musical from the trailer. And I had no problem with that film other than Nicole Kidman.
Fair enough. But still, I think I'm right that Hollywood are quite scared of promoting musicals as musicals.
Yeah, because they're not the popular thing anymore.
You wouldn't think so after La La Land, would you?
No, well, you'd think
True.
that would have a positive impact, but I think what they need to do is go back to actually getting the right people who are amazing stage actors and singers and use them. I think they work better for musicals than...
See, that's what they're doing. See, that's what they're doing. They're pulling people into the cinema using star power, not telling people it's a musical, and then people will
Mate,
come
they
out,
do
like,
that
really
for
pissed
everything.
off.
They don't tell you anything about any movie ever. They just tell you who's in it.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's not the truth, though, is it?
No.
Trailers give everything away. So why not that? Anyway, look.
Like the Jurassic World trailer.
Oh, mate, that trailer pissed me off so much. Do you know when that trailer should end? When the T-Rex roars.
Yeah.
And then you should just go,
do you know what?
That's all you need for that trailer.
It should end before that because they give away a new type of dinosaur before the T-Rex even appears. That trailer should just be him having the conversation with the woman and then them going to the island and being like, having, what's his name, doing the talk to the government going, yeah, we should save these lives, they might be around before us, nature always finds a way. Cut the trailer there. Don't show anything else. But they didn't. They showed everything.
They're doing like an Indominus Raptor or something, aren't they?
I have no idea. There's
do
just so many things in it that are just like, well, that's a new dinosaur. That's blowing up. That's blowing up. That's blowing up. He's running there. He's shouting. That person's just died, and they're a main character.
They're doing
in
like
the trailer
a new genetically enhanced type of dinosaur as well. So something that they've made up for the film. I think it's a raptor,
right?
But yeah, Indominus Rex style. But yeah. Anyway, real quick stuff. Jennifer Lawrence, Ross, you like her? She's going to be in Luca. Say again.
She's a very pretty lady.
This is true.
That's sexual harassment, Ross. Watch out.
It's merely an observation, mate.
No, not anymore.
Luca Guadagnino. Do we know who he is?
No.
So he's the guy that he directed By Your Name. That's the movie about the guy having an inappropriate relationship with a young boy.
Nope.
Apparently it's fucking amazing anyway, like as in emotionally groundbreaking film. He's directing another film and writing. It's called Burial Rites. It's about the last woman who was publicly executed in Icelandia in 1830. And Jennifer Lawrence is going to be playing the main role, Ross.
She's pretty good, isn't she, and stuff?
Yeah, I think she's a pretty bloody good actress.
How many Oscars has she won? About 25 or something? No, it's not that many. But she's
one for each year that she's been alive.
She's on that.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
should we wrap this show up and then do a post-show consuming?
Yeah.
A post-show consuming.
As it's
Yeah.
almost Christmas, that could be a bit fun.
Okay, we can do that. As in, what you want to like do the whole?
Yeah, fake outtakes. I stole that off another podcast, but fake outtakes.
Fake out takes. So yeah, we'll wrap this one up in the usual manner then, shall we?
Yeah.
So that's about it for this show. Adam, where can we find you?
You can find me in all the usual places. Adam Gatchwartz on Facebook and the YouTube. And
Looking
if
through your
you're,
letterbox.
Yeah, maybe.
Hiding in that tree over the other side of the road, staring
a little
with
bush,
binoculars
in a little
through
bush.
your front window.
You can also catch me this Thursday if you're on the Isle
In
of
the
Wight
police
at
cell.
Cows Speak at the Anchor. I've got someone who also doesn't like Rupert Murdoch, the amazing political bassist extraordinaire Grant Sharkey, who on his last album was giving out Rupert Murdoch's address during every song and on the album cover.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Good stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
Ross, where can we find you, mate?
Looking
Masturbating.
up Rupert Murdoch's address on the internet. No,
at-
I'm not
looking up
bothered about. I hate
skirts.
him, and I'm not going to give him any money. But he's also going to be dead soon.
Yeah, not because you're
But
going
he's
to look
not,
up his
because-
address.
Not by your hand.
Not
Just-
because you're going to
just
look up
make
his
sure.
address.
But I'm also convinced that he is the guy in. He's the guy from Prometheus. Because it would be Rupert Murdoch, who would be the one where he's like,
Build me a spaceship so I can live forever.
Very true. Very, very true.
you can find me playing. Well, I'm not playing Fortnite. A couple of wins last night. Not on my own. It's too fucking hard on my own. But I've got a good squad going. Christmas updates out, so the grenade launcher fires snowballs.
Nice. Do they do anything, or do they just
Yeah,
annoy you?
they just explode
Oh, okay.
like a grenade.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a very good game.
Is that the only Christmas mod?
Yeah, they do a seasonal thing like
Like GTA do, where they put snow in so you can
yeah,
throw snowballs at each other.
The
and
nearest
stuff.
thing to it is World of Warcraft, whereas World of Warcraft do every time something happens in real life, they do like a version of it in the game.
Oh, really?
And so Halloween, the rocket launcher had pumpkins on the end instead of the rocket end.
Cool.
And that's how people learnt that they could surf on the rockets, because they made the pumpkin big enough that you could fire it at an angle where the tip would be the bit that exploded, but the pumpkin could take you off. So really good players were firing each other around the map.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some people who are so good at that game.
Amazing. So would you have to just jump in front of the rocket at the right time?
No, you stand hanging off a platform, and then the person who's firing the rocket fires it at the right angle.
Okay.
So instead of you firing a rocket at someone's base, you fire your mate at somebody's base, and they jump off the rocket before it explodes, and they're in there with their shotgun going, and it's just it's top like ridiculous high end
I love it.
streamers do it, and it's just brilliant.
Oh, we talk about this game.
It's a good
so
game,
much, so
and I'm
much
playing
on this
Persona.
podcast.
We'll talk about that on Consnewm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So just to be clear, we're not actually wrapping up. We're going to... This podcast will keep going for another 10, 15 minutes. So yeah, stick around. Before that, though, you can find my personal music page, Chris Quinton's Music and Things, on Facebook, which will have some stuff on it very, very soon.
I've heard some of it. It's very good.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so close. So painfully close. And I'm just being a bit finicky about, I just need to move that little bit of bass. Just tweak this and tweak that. And probably being a bit precious. You know that thing about, the best thing to do if you've got something to put on the internet is just put it on the internet.
Yeah, I learnt this with my painting.
I'm being bad. I'm being so bad.
Yeah,
with
they said that, and then that dick pic came back to haunt me. So I don't think that's totally true.
it. Fair enough.
I know I've learnt this with my painting, and lots of people have said it with painting as well. You've just got to stop painting
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there's never a point where you'll go, that's enough paint.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to look at it and go, "If am I at that point where if I do any more to this, I might ruin it?"
Yeah. Well, you can get that with music, definitely.
Yeah, with all.
But
all
I'm doing
art
this
forms,
with this.
yeah.
I'm at this annoying point with my miniature painting where I've got the first some test models I did for my army, and now I'm just like I just would throw them away. Because the ones I'm doing now are so much better. Should I just repaint new ones and just give these away to somebody? But it's ridiculous. You'll always be doing that.
Yeah,
You can't get the paint off, no?
You can, but it's not
it's a lot
worth
of
it.
effort. It's a lot of effort.
My time's worth more than another box of Space Marines.
Fair enough. Well, as well, you can find me editing this podcast, of course, and hanging out on the SNEW with the Crew Facebook page.
Woo.
If you've got anything to write in, please do to podcast@snewnetwork.com or podcast@thesnewnetwork.com. Either one. Write to us on the Facebook page. Drop us a tweet at SNEW with the Crew.
Or email us.
Email us.
The SNEW Network.
Just did that.
You've done that already. Sorry.
Honourable mention, of course, for Libsyn and Sticher.
Who've been busy helping Disney acquire Fox.
Yep, good on them. They're out there in Germany fighting for the rights to the Fantastic Four right now.
Yeah, hopefully they'll beat them to a
Come
pulp
on, you
and convince
Stitcher.
them.
And that's probably about it, isn't it? So, yeah, come on. What do you want to do then? Do you want to, like...
I've got a question, quick.
Go on.
Well, it just reminded me. What do you want to do with Fantastic Four?
Ooh.
Do we just reboot it?
Yeah, but you reboot it into the Marvel Universe in a way that... I was chatting about it with one of my mates the other day. Me and my mate Benny do this thing where we occasionally chat about what we would do with franchises, especially ones that haven't been used so far.
It's like a shit version of what you would do if you won the lottery, yeah?
Yeah. Like, take Fantastic Four and reintroduce them in a way where something happens in the Marvel Universe and either they come from another dimension, which is why no one's ever heard of them, but they get their powers as they come through in a ship from another dimension and land in New York, and then the military kind of jump on it, and the military kind of go, well, you've got these weird powers now, like, we've got this science building, like, with a load of young people in that are amazing scientists. Come and spend time with them, and will you work for us occasionally, helping us out with things when the Avengers are busy? And you start it like that, and they're famous straight away. And it's all about them as a family.
A really quick, hard, cold opening where they get their powers within quarter of an hour of the opening credits?
Well, that's what I mean. Literally, they come through from their dimension, through a portal, straight smash bang into the middle of New York.
That's basically the Fan Four Stick movie that never was, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what he wanted. He wanted them to have their powers and then have loads of stuff of them being used by the military. And interestingly, that's pretty much the plot of the new Venom movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's the direction you'd have to go, though. Just hard, like, this is who they are, this is how they got their powers, job done, bang, they're in the middle of the Marvel Universe. They can now fit in.
And then X-Men, I don't even know what you do with that.
I reckon you'll end up with a whole new... I think they'll reboot it.
I hope they do. Because they've never got most of the main characters right. Yeah, they always get Jean Grey wrong. They always get Cyclops wrong. Wolverine always seems to be the main character, even though he's actually like one of the least interesting characters.
Do you think we'll get a new Wolverine?
I hope so.
Well, all right. Next question now.
Go on.
What if Disney were ballsy enough to do what HBO do and spend $150 million on 10-part TV series? What would you like them to do?
Oh.
Don't say Toy Story. Have you ever seen the Toy Story shorts they do?
Yeah.
They're fucking amazing, aren't
we
they?
have them all in the library to rent out.
They're just brilliant. Cause
they're great.
If anyone has never seen them, they are as good as the films.
Yeah.
Toy Story of Terror.
What's the one where they go and
they
there's
go
that...
against the dinosaur toys that are in like He-Man
style
dinosaur
it's
toys.
Prehistoric toys that don't know they're toys and they live in a tribe, don't they? It's like they're all like Buzz Lightyear. They still don't know that they're toys, do they?
Yeah.
Like, we will kill the invaders. So good.
Well, I would say Dread, but then Rebellion are now actually doing that themselves.
Yeah, but Disney don't own that.
No. I know, but that's what I mean. Like,
Cocoon.
So where do you go?
Cocoon.
I don't know.
Cocoon and Alien crossover.
Do you know what would piss me off with Cocoon at the moment?
Go on.
Is
that word sounds weird when you say it too often. Cocoon.
Cocoon. I know I shouldn't make such broad sweeping statements, but a lot of old people have pissed me off recently.
Right.
Because of the whole Brexit thing and everything.
Yeah.
I just I genuinely don't mean this, but at the same time I'm a bit like, just fuck off, old people.
I just try not to talk to old people about it.
It's interesting in my...
So I don't want to watch a movie of them all sat there reading the Daily Mail and then they get to live forever. That'd be the worst thing.
It's interesting in the job I'm in.
How bitter.
It's interesting in the job I'm in because people talk at me about politics because I'm not allowed to talk about politics at work, so I have to be unbiased, which is fine.
You're not the BBC, mate.
No. We have to be unbiased by law. Like, it's part of the job. You can't talk about that stuff at work because you might get in trouble. because you're supposed to not be choosing any side, and you're an unbiased place.
Here's your book.
You're a place
Nigel
of
Farage is a
information.
cunt.
But like the amount of stuff that comes out of older people, it's surprising the ones that are very left leaning and the ones that are right leaning.
Do you ever get tempted to doctor the books? I would.
No.
Just change the titles of things.
To be honest, I had a book come back in a little while ago, and someone had done their taxes in the back 2 pages.
Wow.
Like really detailed amounts of money and items and stuff. It was quite shocking. I don't know why they couldn't find a bit of paper and needed to do their taxes that quickly. They did it in the back of the library book. Then obviously closed it and forgot they'd done it in there. Didn't rub it out. It's all in pencil. Didn't rub it out and then brought the book back. Some other customer went, "Oh, look at this."
I wish
look.
my taxes had fit on 2 pages of a bloody library book. They bloody wouldn't. Anyway.
Yeah,
So,
I
TV show.
don't know.
Serious answer.
Mine's easy. It'd be Star Wars, but each
Yeah.
year
Live action Simpsons. There you go.
Fuck off. That'd be ridiculous.
There was
Mine
talk of
would
it
be
once
Star
upon a time.
Wars, but it would be.
Macaulay Culkin was going to be Bart Simpson once upon a time, wasn't he? A hell of a long time ago.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That wouldn't have worked.
I want it to be Star Wars, but I want them to do it in a anthology style, so each season's different, and they do it like those books where
That's already happening, mate. Live
where they
action
were the
Star Wars
stories,
TV
like so
show.
you have, but like season 1 is Tales from Jabba's Palace,
Right.
Yeah.
and then season 2 is Tales from Mos Eisley Cantina
Cool.
Yeah.
or Rogue Squadron.
I'm
We still
not
don't know
sure.
anything about the TV show, do we?
It's been in it was in pre-production and like dabbling before even they sold it to Disney, hasn't it?
It was in the news the same week as the Lord of the Rings TV show, just recently. So there's been movement.
I'm not sure that if they do the right thing with it, it'll be amazing. But I don't know if they'll go the right direction with it, because the whole
Is it Star Wars sex toys? Is that the direction you want to go?
That was horrendous. Seeing that.
Should we link that on our Facebook page?
Yeah, I think you should.
Did you see it, Ross?
A whole website of Star Wars based sex toys.
No, we joked
mental.
about this once when
We
I
did.
think we were really. I don't even know if it was on this podcast, but I was talking about my friends, and I think we were fucking really wasted probably, and we were like, yeah, you would have like giant lightsaber glow up dildos, wouldn't you? But you'd also have just thermal detonators as anal beads,
a rampant Yoda.
There is a Yoda.
Yeah.
and then you'd have a flashlight, but it would be just the shape of the Sarlacc pit.
Oh God. What's the flashlight is Han Solo's carbon frozen remains in real life, like in on this site we're talking about.
Yeah. It's disturbing.
And they've got some
the choices they've made are weird. You'd have thought it would be a lightsaber hilt that they would put as a flashlight. No, it's Han Solo in carbonite.
Have you seen the video of the guy who put the gaffer taped the flashlight onto the exhaust pipe of the car?
No,
and then
what
started the car. Well, because it's just a horrible lump of like latex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, when they rev the car, it's just a bumhole that's just going. It's the worst but best video. It's like so low, it's so lowbrow but hilarious. You're watching, it's just like
Fair enough.
People are weird.
This same site. Well, I'll link the site on the Facebook page. Might as well. They've got some Rick and Morty themed ones as well.
Oh, it's just
including the Mr. Poopy butt plug. Are you looking for them on your phone, Ross?
no.
That
I'm
silence
looking up
says
the,
it all.
Flashlight exhaust pipe.
Right. We'll link that on our Facebook page as well, shall we?
Yeah, I'm not sure property-wise what I'd pick as a TV series. It depends exactly what they've got from Fox.
I'll tell you what I'd
Like-
love to see. There are some really good alien stories.
Yeah,
So-
the comics by Dark Horse. There's some brilliant ones.
Okay.
Ross is going to show us this horrible exhaust.
this out, Chris, because you'll get a copyright strike.
That's wrong.
It's so gross. It's brilliant.
That's really weird. But there was a novel I read once called Earth Hive, which
Yeah.
is fantastic. Which is like the aliens get onto Earth, and well, they were going to do that with
Alien 3.
yeah, it was Alien 3, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
but then they had the whole weird kind of giant alien made out of loads of different little aliens, and what do you call that? A xenomorph? No, what's it called in Power Rangers? A
Oh, yeah, Zord.
Zord,
Yeah.
a Megazord.
knows.
That's one, an
Yeah.
alien Megazord. Yeah, weird. But I'm glad they didn't go that direction.
Yeah.
But Earth Hive would make a great
And
TV
the thing
show.
is, with the Aliens as well as a TV series, you could, like you were saying with the anthology thing, Ross, you could do each series as being a different story set in a different place involving the aliens. So you could do other
do that with
humanoid,
Avatar as well.
other humanoid races that are dealing with the alien. So it wouldn't all have to be centered around Earth. And then you could do all of the sort of alien comics by Dark Horse, all of the novels. You know, you could make a nice mix and really get the sort of stories interesting, and you don't have to do all the origin.
No, true.
Just tell a story.
I just thought what would be really good, but it'd be difficult to do because there's no good guys in it as such, is Warhammer 40k.
Yeah.
Which is like such interesting like art style.
It'd have to be done
like,
World of Warcraft movie style though, wouldn't it? Because it's just so over the top. Like that's the only way you could do it.
Yeah. You wouldn't
As
be
in
able
what?
to do it as a TV show, would
No.
you? You'd
Like
have
CG.
To do it, it'd have to be
Yeah.
$100 million like movie.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So one more question before we sort of wrap up again.
Go on.
Perfect Christmas Day movies. If you could just sit down and you didn't have to deal with the choices of anyone else, what 2 Christmas films would you choose to watch?
Depending on the weather,
Right.
The Goonies.
Why is the weather?
Because you can only watch The Goonies when the weather's like the weather is in The Goonies.
Right. Okay.
It needs to be a Goonies day to watch The Goonies.
How is the weather in the Goonies?
It's just really overcast and drizzly, isn't it? And it's one of those days
it's
where
not
you go
storm
fucking
and
not
it's
coming
not
outside.
sunny. Yeah.
That,
been a long time
that
since
really
I've seen it.
North California weather they get
Fair enough.
that we have here in equal measure.
Yeah. It's a great thing about Britain. We share weather with places all over the world. What about you?
You said 2.
Yeah.
What could you follow? What could you possibly follow the Goonies up with? Raiders.
Just them when they're older.
Boom. Perfect Christmas. What, in the spirit of Christmas?
No,
not
we're going to do this on
necessarily,
Friday,
just
aren't we?
family
We're
Just
going to do this on
no,
Friday.
not in the spirit of Christmas. Just if you could just watch any 2 films and you fancied watching any 2 films on Christmas Day because you're not doing anything, what would they be?
The extended cut of Watchmen.
Fucking Jesus.
with the
With the extended cut of you, Das Boot, straight after.
with the Black Flag
There you
or
go.
whatever it's called as well.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
6
Tales
hour
of the Black Freighter.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Have you seen it with the Tales of Black Freighter in
yeah,
it?
I've seen it like 3 times.
It's like 6 hours long, isn't it?
It's 3.5 hours long, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's longer than that,
It's
isn't it?
not.
With the Tales of the Black Freighter.
Tales of the Black Freighter is really
Frigate?
short.
Are they?
They're like, 3 or 4 minutes each.
I think if I had that sort of time, I'd rather read the book.
Yeah.
But,
It's fucking banging.
there have been occasions where I've just put it on while I've just been doing other stuff in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah.
and stuff,
Christmas
yeah.
Day, I want something that I can just kind of watch and not be too bothered about and eat food and
In all seriousness,
stare at.
I have not seen Das Boot in absolutely years. I would put that on, definitely.
Yeah, I couldn't watch
It's
it
a
on
great
Christmas
movie.
Day. Though,
Although
what's
that
that?
demands your attention. 'cause
Yeah.
it's subtitled.
What's that army war film where they go over the side of the cliff down to the military base, and down to the old,
Where they're
is it like a
rescuing people
church?
over a cliff? Or?
And there's basically like they're told you got to go here and do this, but they can like nick stuff on the way out. Is it The Longest?
You're talking about the Guns and Averone?
I don't know. It's got the
Oh,
bold,
any of
it's
the
got
old
the bold
60s
detective
war
in.
movies
I think I know
would
the
have been
mean.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's got
What
the
do you mean?
bold
The-
detective Kojak in it.
Yeah.
They literally,
It's
they've
called,
got
like-
like a massive cliff round a thing, and they can't go like towards the Nazis' front
Where
entrance,
Eagles
so they
Dare?
come over
No,
the
it's,
side.
it's more cheesy title, like The Likely Lads or something like that, or
Well,
the
Telly Savalas is in The Dirty Dozen, isn't he, as well?
Oh right, but yeah, I just remember watching that film years ago with my nan, like on holidays, and just like she'd watch war films and westerns.
Loads of those war films and westerns are brilliant. Like
Yeah.
Sunday. Well, because really what we're talking about is Sunday movies.
yeah.
Seven Samurai is a good Sunday movie.
oh yeah, another
Yeah.
one that demands your attention though.
No, yeah, it does.
Great
Yeah.
Escape.
Never seen it actually.
That's all right.
Lots of them. Any of those
Probably past
little
its time now.
commandos
Yeah.
on a mission movies.
That one with them going over the cliff. I can't remember what it's called. It's quite a long one, but
Actually-
it's quite easy to watch.
Okay, I need to watch not Blade Runner. I need to watch Running Man.
Yeah.
I have not seen The Running Man since I was about 18 years old. And from what you said about it recently, Ross, I think it's
more relevant now.
It's
than
very
ever.
relevant. Yeah.
I would probably watch as well the old Logan's Run.
Logan's Run. There was talk of a remake of that a while back, but it never really happened, did it?
No.
So.
But yeah, I think they're probably the two I'd go for on Christmas Day
I like
if I
Logan's
didn't
Run.
have to deal with anyone else's choices. That or Home Alone and Ghostbusters. Just because I know what I'm watching with those. So
What was the other one? Ghostbusters and what earlier on?
Me,
Yeah, you.
Ghostbusters and Fantastic Four.
No.
What's the other thing?
There was a crossover, wasn't there?
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it
Ghostbusters.
talks about Mortal Kombat every week.
Yeah. Well, there is a Mortal Kombat.
Well, see,
movie.
I'm not going to play. I'm not going to watch a movie. Do you know what I'm going to do on Christmas Day when I've got a bit of time? Play some Super
Play
Nintendo
Fortnite.
games.
Super Nintendo games. Ah, yeah.
Oh,
of
have you
course.
got yourself a
Yeah.
mini thing?
But
Ooh.
you didn't. You weren't here, were you?
Don't know.
My
don't think you
I
were.
had 2 weeks
Mini
off,
turned up, by the
I've got
unfortunately.
one, and I've wrapped it up. I've had it for like 2 weeks now, and I've wrapped it up to give to myself for Christmas Day.
I
'Cause
I
I'm not
bought a
getting
third
anything.
party one, and it turns out that it's full of NES games, I think, and not SNES games. Although I might be wrong. Was Super Mario 3 on the SNES?
It was on the NES, but it came out as Mario All Stars on the. It came out with all three of them.
What about Contra?
Contra's a NES game as well.
Right.
Well, you can tell, mate. One's the graphics of about
Yeah.
4 colours and they're 8-bit, and the other is
Pretty
like,
sure it's full of games. There's absolutely loads of games, but there's also loads of like weird Chinese versions of games that aren't really games as well,
Right, okay.
just to fill up the space.
Like Jungle Attack instead of Jungle Strike. That's
Yeah,
Oh, they're good games as well.
yeah, but
aren't
you'd
they?
be flying through a forest and there'll be a load of monkeys throwing bananas at you.
Rather than other helicopters
Yeah.
and army men, yeah.
China.
I'd like to get one of those. Is the one that's like basically you can put any cartridge from any console into it.
Retron 5.
That's that. Yeah, my mate's
Don't bother,
nephew's,
mate.
my mate's
Just,
nephew's got one, and it's
just-
amazing.
Just, if you're going to do that, just get a Raspberry Pi and just load all the games.
Why
on
worry
there.
about
Well,
taking
yeah.
up all the space in your house with cartridges?
That's true. Yeah. Get
Yep.
a Raspberry Pi.
Absolutely. Right, I'm quite hungry.
So,
Yeah,
man,
should
We're
we
going to have some dinner.
knock this on the head?
Right,
Are you making us
people
dinner
out
then?
there, if you've got any questions for us at any time, do give us a shout. Contact information, well, it's linked below. We gave it to you all earlier on as well. So
yeah, have a look. Type something in. Send us a message.
we'll be back later in the week with say later in the week. We'll be back next week with a kind of a Christmassy show for you. So, ooh-wee. See you soon.
Goodbye.
Sexy time.